freaking want? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I don't like to take credit for things unduly. Okay, I don't like to take credit for things unduly. Oh, by the way, first thing I do is give credit. I had quite a successful video about 6 months ago, repeating rumors, which I do. If I hear rumors, I repeat them because that's interesting. Because I like rumors about Doctor Who. I'm not like anybody in general. And the rumors I was repeating came from the TARDIS Zone, Noel at the TARDIS Zone. He said something was up about 6 months ago, as I recall. Like there was some bid from either Russell T Davies or Stephen Moffat or some combination. Something was up, right? Something was up. And I was like, man, wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? Quite a successful video I had because of that. Anyway, good source. I would say impeccable rating thus far. Is Noel of the TARDIS Zone. I doff my hat to you, sir. You called this one. When I did the thumbnail, I was like, well, I didn't see that coming. No, indeed, didn't see that coming. However, I would like to say I do not want to unduly take credit for things. But this seems to me like God directly answered one of my prayers. And I'm going to not in a vague way, okay? I'm going to tell you the story, right? And you tell me. It's crazy, but it fits, okay? It's like, okay, it's like Holmesian logic. Remove the impossible. Whatever you have left, no matter how improbable, must be the truth, right? So I feel nothing happens by chance, and everything is guided by, controlled by God, right? That's just I believe we have free will. That's a cul-de-sac, but basically we have free will, but it's an illusion of free will, and that's the point of existence. But anyway, that's an entire cul-de-sac. But anyway, I believe God actually answered my prayer here. So, this is the holiday of Sukkot, the time of our great joy. And oh boy, is that the case? Is this not crazy? This is freaking it. So I want to let you know I'm very happy and optimistic. No matter what happens, Jodie Whittaker keeps on. They keep the Timeless Child. What? I don't care. I don't care what happens, right? In the hands of a talent like Russell T Davies, who has such a strong track record, in my opinion, both within and without Doctor Who, and such an innate understanding of Doctor Who. We're going to be looking at some of the Russell T Davies clips, him talking about Doctor Who before he started, right? Just before Rose was a debut. They did a show about Doctor Who on the day Rose debuted, and Russell T Davies just spoke very accurately and very glowingly about very bad Doctor Who in places, but he was able to see the good, and I like that in it. I think in Judaism we call that having an ayin tov, having a good eye. It's a very good thing to have, right? I do respect him for that. I also respect him for not speaking badly of others publicly. Maybe he does. I've never heard a whisper, right? I've only ever heard him be an absolute gentleman. And again, maybe he's a cunt. I don't know. I've never met him. I just don't think he is. I really don't. I mean, I go into his writing via Doctor Who, right? That's indeed true. I love his writing. It's really beautiful. It's things that just hit me. Here's the thing. Here's why I think Russell T Davies is channeling pure truth, and it's like painful and funny and beautiful all at the same time. But we have very different worldviews. I would say, he's a very gay atheist, right? I'm a very heterosexual creationist, right? A Bible-thumping believer in God, right? And yet, when Russell T Davies writes, he writes truth. He sees it. That's why I think that's why I think he did that whole master thing. Everybody hated, right? Everybody hated the archangel thing where basically he prayed to the Doctor, right? And he goes, the whole psionic energy thing. No, I really like that. I love that. But again, I love Russell T Davies, right? I'm unashamedly a fan. I look at a very English Scandal. One of the most beautiful scenes in that, is about when his second wife sits him down. This is about a closeted homosexual gentlemen. And it's pretty tragic that he had to live that way, right? I do agree with that. And even though I'm a Bible thumping, creationist, I still see that, the have compassion for people, right? Nobody should have to live in pain like that. But his wife says, just tell me the truth, right? Whatever it is, it's fine, and I'm with you. Whatever it is, and it's such a real moment. It really brought a tear to my eye. And that's happened a few times. Right? Everything he does is very, very genuine, including his Doctor Who, which is very different from all other Doctor Who, right? Which some people might be miffed about. I'm really happy. Anyway, so I don't sure we got that content. We will be coming back to how much I like Russell Davies Doctor. Plus, as I said, we got lots of. We're going to be looking at his first production notes. There's a lot to look at, right? It's really, again, as I said, quite excited. Because really, whatever happens, I think I trust him. He's got a track record. Maybe it'll be shit. The odds are in his favor, right? And I think if anybody can turn it around, he can turn it around. And it's such a public admission of failure, right? To me, it's like, man, this is a very public, mea culpa, right? Very, very, which it's the best we're going to get. So I haven't actually gone through the news yet, because this happened just before Sabbath, when I go offline for 25 hours. So I just came back online about an hour ago. And I haven't really caught up. I heard there's no more new news, right? That's it. There's no casting announcement. And I would expect a very low profile until Chibnall leaves. And very supportive. Very, very, very supportive. Right? And very optimistic. As he'll say, everything is great. Right? That's what I expect. I wouldn't be entirely surprised if he's writing it as well. Maybe he's running it behind the scenes now. Maybe it's like Barry Letts was to John Nathan Turner in the first year. Maybe. Who knows? I'm now going into, the Jodie bullshit with less of an open mind. Less of a closed mind. I'm like, there's like a 3% chance it won't be like somebody shoving a fist up my ass. That's a big improvement. There was like a 0.3% chance that it won't be like somebody shoving a fist up my ass. But yeah, well done to you, RTD. Anyway. So this is the holiday of Sukkot, the time of our great joy. It's a really weird holiday, right? It's a holiday where you have to basically camp out. You have this little hut you build outside your house. I'm not shitting you. This is actually what we do. The chat's big as I, so I'll show you the picture of my hut. It's called a booth. It actually happens. And we get a stick. We have to wave around. It's just so much weird shit. Yeah, 1 second. I have a fold. So as I said, so the holiday of Sukkot. It's normally a bit Thanksgiving-y. It goes on for a week, right? And so you end up getting on each other's tits a little bit. A bit irritable. So there's an area of consternation, right? That this is one thing I think what happened was wrong, right? And I'm not prepared to say it wasn't wrong. Even though most people say it doesn't matter. I really think it does, right? I really think it does. It's just like from a biblical point of view, Bible thumping point of view. It really matters. It really matters. Here's a picture of my booth, my sukkah. 1 second. But it's also a very spiritual time, which is so it really is a weird juxtaposition, right? So it's the holiday of Sukkot, so there's a thing going on. I'm happy to keep. There's nothing I want to say about it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm done. It's cool, whatever. It's just here's the thing. I've come to realize through this thing that it's completely that I have expectations on others which are completely unreasonable. Like I normally assume people will be no better, no worse than me. Right? I feel like I'm a normal guy. I like boobies. I feel like I don't feel such an elevated person. It's like I think it'll be a bit of a fib if I said I didn't like boobies. I do like boobies. I do. I like him a lot. Really. they're two of my favorite things because very rare, by the way, very rare. If you ever fortunate enough to be with a young lady and you do, in the midst of courting, get boob access. It's very rare only to get the one boob access. You normally get both, right? But they're two of my favorite things. Anyway, as I say. So yeah, there's a thing going on, which that's my point. Is I don't feel like such an elevated person, but I think this thing that happened is just very. If you believe in God, right, and if you believe in like the value system that we're supposed to have as like religious Jews, if you believe that's actually real, you can't be okay with this, right? It's like and everybody is apart from me, right? I'm like But here's another angle of my booth. You've got to be able to see the sky through it, right? It's all got to be natural. You're supposed to sleep in it. Man, I can't do that. I tried. Here's my booth on the outside. There you go. So I've always wanted in these bushes here, right outside my house, I always wanted to put a futon torpedo tube, like Spock's one. It's got too many palm fronds out there, but when it had less, it looked just like Star Trek 3 at the beginning of it as you pan across the torpedo tube, especially in the morning when it's like the steam's coming up. It's that same lighting, and I have that music playing in my head. Yeah, it's like my house. But that's me. I also often time peeing. Right, with the scene from Star Trek 2. I'm not joking. As I walk towards the toilet, I start thinking the scene where where Kirk's about to outsmart Khan for the first time. Right, they're in the bridge. It's all red, and I just it's like they're going to transmit the data, and it's like and the shield's going like fire. So I'm able to always time my urination with the fire. That's just what it's like being me. Okay. Like here, let's just show you. Everybody has these booths. This is the synagogue's one. This is my neighbors. Like everybody, we all make these booths, mate. Here, there's one across the street. Everybody here. In case you're not noticing the booth. This is the booth. So you're supposed to eat it. Men are required to eat any meal with grains or wine or bread in your booth. You got to get in your booth, baby, in your booth. And also here, just the other thing, you get these things. It's a lemon, a leaf, a palm leaf, some willow leaves, and a myrtle leaf, right? Kind of thing. These things in America, this costs about $100, right? For a cheap one. In Israel, they're much cheaper. This is like $30. And what do you do with it? You hold it aloft, thus, right? Well, not quite like that. And you shake it. Yeah, but also we have Thanksgiving dinner, the first night of Sukkot, where we have a turkey, candied yams. Let me just turn that around for you. How do I rotate that? There we go. Oh, so much better. So much better. Stuffing. Oh, so much better. Thank you for rotating. The challah bread that we have with every meal before it went in the oven. Bit of green bean casserole. And one of the many good pies. That was the apple pie. We also have pumpkin pie and pecan pie. So anyway, as I said, I digress. It's a bit of a fraught time. It can be a bit of a fraught time, this Sukkot. If you get around each other, you getting on this. And there is this tension that, like, I've had this expectation of my peers that there is as religious as I am, right? They take the religious thing as seriously as I do. It's become, listen, in this particular manner, it was startling to me that it wasn't, that I was unusual. And it really was. So this has made my wife a bit miffed, right? This has certainly made my wife a bit miffed and has caused some strife, right? She's like, well, you're not better than me, right? I'm not, but what can I tell you? I wouldn't do that, and I'm not doing anything. This is just my thinking, right? What do you want me to do? I think this, because I think this. That's why I think it, because I think it. I'm not like writing it on them bloody walls. I just think it, right? She's a myth. It was myth. It's causing marital strife. Anyway, I think we got over it now. Anyway, so I'm praying, right? I'm like, basically what she's asking me to do is say this thing doesn't matter. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's one of there's three things that I have to let myself be killed for, right? Let's say if a naughty National Socialist from the 1930s comes up with a machine gun, holds at my head, and he tells you to do one of three things. You've got to let yourself be shot, right? As part of Jewish law, rather than do it. But one is any form of sexual immorality. You might get away with a tug job, okay? I think, under pressure, a tug job, no one's going to notice, okay? I'm not, laying down the Jewish law on that, okay? I'm just saying, under pressure, I can understand things getting crazy, okay? But basically, sexual things you're not allowed to do. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to kill somebody or choose somebody to be killed, right? So that happened a lot in the Holocaust. You have to let yourself be killed instead. And the third thing is do this. It's like, so I'm not doing that. So I'm praying. This is my afternoon prayer. So I'm like, God, this is a bit of a pain in the ass. This is a bit of a kick in the balls. I have to tell you, this is a bit. I normally expect religious adherence not to come with marital strife, right? Really? This is a real kick in the balls. I'm not enjoying it. I'm really, really, genuinely not enjoying it. I just need something crazy, mate. I need something crazy to see you there, okay? Because this could all be bullshit, right? I'm not asking you to split the Red Sea. I'm not asking you to appear in a burning bush. Just do something crazy. And that could be small, that only I see, but something crazy. Then this happened. You decide, mate. I don't bloody know. So I think this qualifies as crazy. I do. I think it qualifies as crazy. It seems to me. I don't want to take credit unduly, but I don't know. I'm seeing a cause effect, but that's just a crazy man talking. What do you want to? As crazy men speak, they normally speak for themselves. Tom Baker's doing they're supposed to. They call the box set Solo, and it really annoys me. There has one solo story, and the other story where he gets a new companion. That's not Solo. That's half Solo. That's half Solo with Neresh Hughes. I get the feeling Big Finish is excited and terrified at the same time. Big Finish, the boat needs to be righted, right? The boat needs to be righted, which I think this is what this is all about, which is an admission of complete failure. Fine. I need to get to the chat. Before I get to the chat, let me get to the green room. I have no idea how he feels about this. I don't think he was a Jodie fan, okay? I do not think he was a Jodie fan. I know he's a Capaldi fan, because, man, does he nail Capaldi. I'm still only on chapter 8. The writer of season 12, the very, very soon forthcoming season 13, which is I genuinely, I'm not just saying because on the show, I genuinely like him. An excellent way to put Jodie into a little bubble that never happened, and we're back with Capaldi, right? That's exact, and it really works. Okay, I don't want to spoil it because it's fun finding it out, but it really genuinely works, and it resets things in a very interesting way, which I enjoy. Very good. With that said, may I introduce you, the one, the only, Dr. Alex. Alex, how are you, sir?
Hello, I was going to say I'm fine, and that's cool. I don't want to start with a lie. I'm getting over the same cold I've had for 2 weeks, hence the water next to me and a packet of Strepsils. I don't know if you got around to seeing. I don't know if you got around to seeing the music video that I did recently in the last couple of days.
Man, don't even ask. Okay, I don't even, not even close. Okay,
but the reason I mentioned it is as you can tell,
that was incredible. I'm sorry.
I know. So I mentioned it now because I still have that same cold I had when I made the whole bloody video, including the singing. It was a torture to do. You
still sound erudite. So, what is your feeling on this news?
On this news, right? Okay, Well, what do I think? What I think of Russell T Davies is probably a good place to start, and I'll ease into how that marries into my thoughts about this news. He's brilliant. He's a genius. I'm pretty sure he's a better writer than I am because he produced all of those seasons which were brilliant. I enjoyed Eccleston. I enjoyed, obviously, David Tennant, which he was in full control of the whole time. So, yeah, didn't dip out at all. The first time I dipped out was actually when Matt Smith got the role.
Really?
That was, the reason I dipped out is because he was an actor who looked very young and I'd never heard of. And so I thought, they're just this incredible obsession with them right now. And this, even with Moffat, incredible obsession with increasingly young actors until they finally cast a fetus in the role, was my thoughts at the time.
I totally hear what you're saying. For me, it got a first look. And the 11th Hour, I think, is one of the best regeneration stories. Right?
Yeah, well,
totally
bear with me. I hadn't finished my amazing rundown of what's going on.
I'm sorry, I didn't. I've got the punchline yet. Terribly sorry.
But so about 3 years later, I finally watched the first episode of the 11th Doctor. Yeah, because I'd heard nothing but good things about it, and when I saw it, I immediately got he's doing Patrick Troughton in a young man's body. What a brilliant way to approach this! This is fantastic.
Exactly.
So the only reason I stopped watching.
Sorry, I was saying, if they ever did a special with him.
Say again, God.
So, if they ever did a special with him, I would like him to be sucked into a alternate reality where he's in a black and white Troughton-esque set, you know, with the rounded corners on the TV, like, whoa, what's going on? And have a reality alter between that and this reality.
Yeah.
Anyway,
brilliant. Yeah. So that's the only time I've stopped watching Doctor Who in the new era. Was because of my prejudice against this ever younger actor, and I was proved wrong, and I'd heard nothing good things. I stopped watching at the end of Capaldi because I was very dubious about this direction. I knew where they were going. It was obvious they were going to gender swap the Doctor because they'd done it with Missy in the General. As soon as they did it with Missy, I knew what they were going to do. It's not just Chimble. Moffat is, in cahoots with this whole plan.
They're all in that vortex, right? They are all totally in that vortex. That's why I say, whatever happens, and they are gonna. I don't think we're seeing Jodie again. I think she's gone and never coming back. Right? I don't think we're ever seeing.
We can only hope. Yeah.
Listen, it's just gone too badly. She knows how bad it's gone. So I don't think we're seeing again. But whatever happens, I'm open-minded. I am definitely open-minded to whatever he puts on the plate. I'll give it a glance.
Well, you know as well as I do, it's possible to unscrew up everything. There are ways of doing it.
Yeah. I was just plugging your season 12. It was very, very good.
Thank you. I did notice.
Okay, 1 second. So before I get to let me get to the chat. But here, let me 1 second. Apparently, Rusty Davies. This is also from Noel, by the way. So, Rusty Davies recently posted this on Instagram. I think it's a fair commentary, don't you?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I think it's a fair commentary.
What you mean the picture? I can't see any words from where I'm sitting right now.
No, there are no words. It doesn't need any.
Yeah, but you mean the dilapidated, horrific state of this Dalek?
That Rusty Davies has just come by. Basically, Rusty Davies has come by this destroyed Doctor Who, and now he's going to put it all back together, and it's going to be wonderful again. I
think this is, that message is fairly clear in it, yeah.
I
just didn't want to... but yeah, I didn't want to assume or presume what you were thinking. But yeah. He can. If anyone can, he can. He's a awesome.
I'm very optimistic. Look, there's so many permutations we're going to go through. Let me leave this up on the screen and go through it. By the way, anybody interested in my Indiegogo, it's in the link. I'm closing it on, I think, the 29th or 30th of this month is being closed because finally we're ready to we're all good to go. Okay, I just need to get the shipping costs from the printer, and I'll pay them. And a job mailer's got to be sending me his bloody mailing list, his mailing address, so I can have the comic shipped to him. But so I'm going to close it on that day. They're going to be gone, and then we can start focusing on my Substack. Okay, very good. PD Rich, how you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us. Blue Bonnet, oh, so nice to see you here. Very good. Very apprehensive about Russell Davies returning, but yet low-key excited. really happy. Okay, listen. I told you the story. It just seemed like God answered my prayer. Okay, was there something crazy that only I would notice? Oh my God, that was so hard. I just went through the whole of Sabbath, all 25 hours, like very, very social, hanging out with people. I'm trying to explain to people, no, you don't understand, man. Russell T Davies is coming back. They're like, what? Are you on drugs? I'm like, yes, but that's nothing to do with this. This is actually happening, I think. Unless this is a really good shroom trip. You know? And if that's the truth, when did it start? I don't know. Let me get back to the chat. Jonathan Cox, how you doing? I think everyone took this. I think you're right. Oh, man, just jumped. I wasn't even moving it. Darren M, how you doing? Greetings and felicitations. Mr. Jekyll and Hyde, how are both of you tonight, sir? I tell you, what do you think if Jekyll and Hyde could separate and both live together, they would end up, they would have sex with each other? This is interesting. If I made gay porn, that's what I would do. Okay, there you go. See Nick's evening, sir. I always do this wrong. The soda engines. The soda engine. I think the end credits of the first episode, Russell Davies run, should say, "We're sorry for the Christian." No, he's going to be super supportive. Everything is going. He's like, "Oh, it's great," and he's like, "We can't even talk about anything till her run's done." He's just going to be supportive. We're not going to hear anything until she's done.
Yeah, I do have two. I think he can do it, but I have two very big provisos and things that give me cause for concern for the future. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're competing ones as well. One, while you're drinking, I'll fill the gap. One of the things that I'm worried about is exactly what you've already hinted at, that he's picking up the same baggage that Moffat and, well, Chimbal may have gladly picked up the baggage, but it's the baggage he was lumbered with, that all of this progressive virtue signaling that the BBC is desperately trying to do right now, he's still going to have the BBC overarching overlords forcing this stuff down on him. So he might not be able to backpedal.
There's some really good news within this, because they were clearly forced to get him. You know, they were clearly forced, right? Which means there is a financial imperative with them, which you don't see with everybody else. I mean, like, this is clear. I mean, his company's got that close connection with HBO Max. It's Julie Garland's company. I wouldn't be surprised if Phil Collinson doesn't come back as well. Like, wouldn't shock me in the slightest. I don't think they're going to dwell on the old, right? I think maybe you'll get a David Tennant special, maybe for the 60th. I don't think we're seeing Jodie. I don't think you're going to dwell on the old. I think it's all about the new, and he's going to create a new path for it, and then just leave it as quickly as he can.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not saying that my fears are certain, because they're both actually completely opposite each other, and so they can't both be true, and probably neither of them are. I mean, I'm as hopeful as you are that he can steer a new bright course to the future. It could be shit. I mean,
it could be. Look, it's the BBC. It could be shit, but I hope it's not.
And it may not be entirely his fault if it is, because he may have infinite numbers of hurdles put in his way, despite the fact they've gone, because they may have paid a hand over fist to get him again, but other people might still be at cross purposes within the BBC itself. So they might pay loads of it, and somebody else go, right, great, well done for getting him. Now he must do this, because there's competing visions going on.
Listen, if I was him, I think I would put complete creative freedom in Safeguard. Like, he's not going to want job without it working, right? He's not going to want to. He's not going to want to be. And he knows the arseholes at the BBC, and he's mad at them because they have destroyed the BBC, and he knows they've destroyed the BBC with their stupidity. Because he understands. I really think he understands people, and I really think that this for me may be a signaling that the BBC wants to live, right?
Maybe.
You know. Maybe it's like, it's like when somebody. Remember The Sopranos when his son tried to kill himself?
I didn't really catch The Sopranos very much. I'll talk about that thing another time. But yeah, tell me more.
So there's this bit where his son tries to drown himself, and then he's in the pool. he's tied something to his legs, to put a bag around his head, and like jumped off into the pool. And now he's like holding onto the diving board, trying to struggle not to die because he's like, oh my god. Then his father notices him, he saves him, right? I think that's where the BBC might be, right? I think they just might realize they're about to die, and I think they were fortuitous to get this deal. It's certainly connected to HBO Max. I mean, it really has to be.
I predicted the BBC's death within a year, at least a couple of months ago. So time's running out for them. They may realize.
I think they do. Because look, they know the truth. They know how screwed they are, and they know why they're so screwed, right? They really do.
Yeah.
They are. Oh, fine. Let me keep getting to the chat. By the way, Merck Eddie, how you doing? Robbie Boham, how are you? Memory of Chris Chimble's career. I think he's going to give him right. I think he's going to do everything he can to help him out, right? I really do. Benjamin, sorry, not Benjamin. Benjamin James Miller, how are you, sir? I hope he fixes the 8 Doctors of Regeneration until nights. I think, in my opinion, the War Doctor was a record. I kind of like the War Doctor, though. I really enjoy the War Doctor on the Big Finish stuff and the the War Doctor Begins stuff where they got the different actor playing it. I like it. For me, it sounds like I'm listening to John Hurt. I don't really give a shit, okay? If it can trick my brain and entertain me. Also, the good thing about the War Doctor Begins stuff on Big Finish is they're really scared of not having an audience, so they're not pissing around with any agenda on that one, right? There's nothing to guarantee you staying there. They got Daleks on everything, The Dalek, that's not a novelty to them. There's David Tennant, so you can't bullshit them around. They've actually got to produce, and when they actually have to produce, they produce.
I do. Sorry. Well, I was going to say, I do understand his concern about the War Doctor. I mean, John Hurt was brilliant, and I enjoyed his performance as the War Doctor. Nevertheless, I still did not like the way they'd crowbarred in another regeneration of the Doctor out of hand, and it does. In season 13, by the way, I deliberately referenced this, among other things, as the ways they seem to have burnt through far too many regenerations. And how can you call the 12th Doctor the 12th Doctor anymore when he's had at least 2 other regenerations being crowbarred in there? It becomes the center of an argument in one of the episodes of season 13 that I put in, where they just are you really the 13th Doctor, the 12th Doctor? What the hell are you? Again,
you talk about that in the first chapter.
I do briefly in the first chapter.
No, the first chapter is when you had the...
I do.
Without spoiling it, there's a very good Hartnell in it.
It becomes more of a critical issue in season 13, particularly in the interaction of the main 2 characters and the worries they have for each other, yeah? Just spoiler there. So that's... By the way, while I've got you semi not talking, I wanted to send you season 13, but Amazon have got even more obstructive in their I can't send you stuff to Israel but without your passport number, apparently.
Oh, really? Well, okay. So this is a weird interweb scam, but I guess we'll work it out. Okay.
But if you'd like a free copy, just send me your passport number and I can send it to you, apparently.
Okay. No. I don't shop. We could go either way on this. Speaking of going both ways. Royalty are a funny breed, right? Royalty are a funny... I'm going to get back to the chat soon. I'm only 40 minutes behind, okay? I'm going to get back to the chat soon. Royalty are a funny breed. That is true. They could go any different direction. And I have royalty here. But he's only minor royalty. He's only Birmingham royalty. He's Birmingham King of the Geeks. Dan Hadley from Type 40. How you doing, sir?
Hey, hello, Dr. Alex. I know you. We've been speaking.
We have indeed.
Thanks for putting us in touch there, Rabbi. Good evening, both. How are we? Only 40 minutes behind on the chat, Rabbi. That's pretty good for you.
Listen, I just noticed and I got up to where about a minute before I started.
Well, don't let me stand in your way, my good friend.
So let me say hello to a few more people. Heather Sulu, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. Surf 4, how you doing? Where are the other surfers? I mean, is there a group or is there a Surf 3 out there? Hey, Sweet, how you doing? I'm excited about the news. I am also excited about the news. I also my basic point is that he could do absolutely anything. I'm going to give it a try. Like, he could keep the Timeless Children. I don't care. The thing that's been missing all the way from this is talent and understanding what Doctor Who is. Right? I mean, that's really the thing. In fact, I got these. Do you remember in 2005 there was this mini TV show about Doctor Who before Rose aired?
Yeah, it was called A New Beginning, something like that.
So I got that. I just ripped that from my personal DVD here. This is my personal DVD.
I've got it as well with all the confidentials and
yeah. So my one on disc 1 we got Rose, and then confidential Back to the Future, and then a New Dimension. That's the one. A look back at the past. Counting down. Then there's the trailers. Rusty Davies Unscripted, Doctor Who Mastermind, Some Things You Need to Know, features, interviews on The Culture Show, Newsnight, Blue Peter. I just got everything.
Yes, I've got them all as well. Yeah, it's like you're reading from the back of my disc.
Yeah, right there you go.
The Culture Show, where Matthew Sweet says,
"That's the one." Yeah.
It's time to own up about those magazines. Yeah, it's wonderful stuff. Oh, and look at Dr. Alex surrounded by his own tomes of great promise. Blimey. Oh,
wait a second. Can I say, Oswald Biscuits, how you doing? Cam, can you email me? You asked me something about your Indiegogo. I'm fulfilling them all right now. I really want to make sure you probably have I just want to make sure. So if you could email me, lebetkin@gmail.com. It's in the video notes. That would be fantastic. On comics, how are you doing, sir? See, just going through the chat. Robbie Bonham, I've said hello to you before, but I think I said hello, but I'll say hello again. The Genesis Garden. I don't know what that means, but okay. Is this apparently Rusty Davies posted this on Instagram about an hour or so ago. Is this a fair commentary on the state of Doctor Who, or really what's going on?
Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Unarguably. Lots of one-word answers to the questions tonight, I think.
Right. Okay, I've got far enough in the chat that Dr. Alex is saying I'm hiding backstage, everybody. So that's how far ago. So I told this bizarre story about basically I during the afternoon prayer, as I was a bit miffed, right? I was like, all right, look, God, you've been kicking me in the balls a bit here, okay? Yeah. I am not enjoying this. I need you to do something absolutely insane. I can be something small. I don't give anything that only I see, that only I care about. Okay, so I'm just saying crazy. I got to see something crazy because I'm like breaking my head here, just doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I just got to see her out there. Okay, I got to see something crazy, right? Yeah. And then an hour or so later, this happens. So I don't know. Is this an answer to my prayer? I don't know. Could be.
I think it's more likely than not.
I mean, really, there's no less weird explanation for it, is there? I mean, it really is.
And PD Rich, just want to say, yes, it was you that put me in touch with Alex, but the Rabbi mentioned him to me a little while ago, and it was on me that I didn't follow up on it, Alex. So yeah, thank you both, PD Rich and Rabbi, and yeah, it is good to meet you, Dr. Alex. Good to speak to you at last.
Indeed.
Speaking to you, Christopher Solar, how are you doing? The Indiegogo is closing on the 30th or 29th or 30th of this month because that's when it's going to print. It's actually all ready to go now. I'm looking forward to it all going out, everybody. So I know you're a backer. Actually, here's the thing. I try to not look at who backed it, because I get obsessive about it, right? So I try not to do that. So if I know somebody who is a backer, I try and say hello. Robo, how you doing? I've already said hello to you. I think the news of RTD's return might up the viewing figures a bit for season 13. Well, here's the thing. Oh. Is he already working behind the scenes? Is he taking like a Barry Letts to the John Nathan Turner executive producer approach right now? What do you think?
Not a chance. Not with a bankable name. Well, for a start, he's working on something else for Channel 4. They're just wrapping up on that, so he wouldn't have time. Secondly, you don't employ someone like Russell in a capacity like that and not shout about it. And thirdly,
I know. Anything could be on the table. Like anything could be on the table.
He is a very generous soul.
Sorry, I'm really glad you said that though, because I wouldn't want his crappy season 13 to get better and come anywhere near the standard of my season 13, which I'm going to be pumping out simultaneously, hopefully.
My guess for the launch date is November. Do you think they're going to drop it in one day, or are they going to strip it over 6 weeks or 6 days?
As much as I think they can't wait to get this over and done with.
So it might be one day, right?
No, I don't. I don't think they will do that. I think, like Alex, I think they'll do the 6 weeks. I think they will. We'll have to endure.
Oh, that's really it. But it's weird. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and no other fandom feels this. I mean, it's like it's not just that they're going right. It's funny. There's this song. There's this thing. There's this thing you do at on Passover. Everybody gets together. It's a family thing. You sit around the table and you go over this book called Haggadah, which is the story of the Exodus, right? And it's got they've been doing it for 2,000 years, right? And so there's all these songs in it. There's one song called Dayenu, and it says all the different things that happened in the Exodus. Like if God had killed the first the Egyptians, Dayenu, it would have been enough, right? So they get each step like Dayenu. There you go, Dayenu. We all sing. It's all a responsive thing. Anyway, so Jody and Chibs are going, Dayenu, it's enough, mate. It's incredible. Yeah, that's it. Oh, and here's Russell T Davies. What? My head just exploded. Yeah,
Yeah, it was a little bit like that. I mean, I can't imagine how you were having to go offline directly after seeing the news.
It was good news for me, but it was weird because nobody. I try and explain to everybody. Look, I mentioned to people, I think this is the end of days, right? I do mention it to people every day.
You have mentioned it now and again. Yes.
It's a bit of a motif. Anyway, so in synagogue, right? I said, listen, no greater sign of the coming end of the coming redemption has there been than today, when not only did they boot out the evil girl Doctor Who and the clueless Chibnall writing it, but they brought back the greatest, bestest Doctor Who writer who understands TV and doesn't have to do this job to do it, which means they must really want it to work. Dayenu, maybe. Dayenu. Okay, what's it? All RTD has to do is write exciting stories and hire better writers. Bring back Gareth Roberts. Now, here's the interesting thing. Gareth Roberts are probably apparently mentioned on Twitter. He would rather put his cock in a blender.
Yes, I saw.
So that sounds unlikely.
I'm going to take that as a pass. Yeah.
Jimmy Matheson might not put his cock in a blender. We don't know. Let's get in chats with Jamie Matheson's people and find out: are you a cock blender person or not? We just listen. We're not telling you to do it, mate. We just want to know where you stand on the issue. RTD first era, as always, diverse. He had that covered in 16 years ago. So here's the other good thing about fandom: the toxic weirdos are going to go. They're going to be around for another 18 months.
Are they?
Yeah, this is what's going to happen. Most of them are going to sort off because they can't annoy us anymore, right? Most of them, and it's really just about the agenda. As soon as Jody goes, they're done. Russell, whoever he brings in, it doesn't matter, right? It genuinely doesn't matter. But it's just about the agenda. So a lot of them are just going to get bored. But most of them are just going to get too old and have to work for a living, right? Do you remember the millennials used to be a really, really whiny pain in the ass, and suddenly they went away? You remember that? Because they all had to freaking go and get jobs. Yes. Then they all shut up for a second. Did you notice that? So
exactly.
This whole thing's going to go.
Yeah, I think. I mean, talking about if we can turn the subject back to cock, I'm thinking about Scott.
Well, and why not? And why not? Yes.
I think that Scott Hancock is quite a shoe-in, maybe, for working on this. He's working with Russell at the moment on Big Finish on that Mind of the Hodiak audio.
Listen, this will be huge for him. I do like his what's that thing he did? The Dorian Gray stuff. I really did enjoy that stuff.
That was his baby, wasn't it?
Yeah. Scott, listen, I haven't found him too insufferable. Did he do the Big Finish original, the Shoe and... Oh, God, it was so bad. It was with David Warner. It was so bad. I'm going to look this up. It's one of the Big Finish original. It's so bad, it's worth looking up. Name and Shame. BigFinish.com.
They wasted David Warner. David Warner's awesome. Never waste him.
Well, exactly. One second, I'll share the screen. They waste him in a bunch of stuff. Don't worry. It's not just that.
They use him quite a lot, don't they? Well, he's Lisa Bowerman's partner, isn't he?
No. What?
Yeah, Lisa Bowerman.
He's doing good for himself. I mean, like, what? Yeah. He's 85 to 90 and she's 50. He's doing good for himself.
Yeah, he's batting there big time.
Yeah, blimey. Oh, get in there, mate. I feel good for him. I've always liked him. I know. I genuinely feel good for him. Was it Big Finish Originals? Where is it? Waldron, Spoken Word, blah, 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 blah. Audiobooks, show over here. Big Finish Originals.
Here we are.
Human Frontier is freaking awesome. I really enjoyed that. This was good. Gods of Blind Terror. That was really good. Shilling and Sixpence. This is one where I wanted to shoot myself. Oh my God, it was awful.
Oh, this was them trying to do Sapphire and Steel without the license to Sapphire and Steel.
This was like a dinner theater thing. It was just, oh God, it was painful. This was it Nigel Fair's one? Yeah, I'm sorry, mate, it didn't work. Which was the Scott Hancock one then? I'm sure he did one. This is why I didn't get this one on the what's the name, because the other one was so awful. And this is also very long as well.
Yeah, that didn't appeal to me at all. I do like
Alex
Kingston, but
yeah, exactly. It seemed like I'd watch it if it was on like BBC Two, maybe. Attigo is like, oh look, we're girls. We're girls doing girl things that we can do it because we're girls. I'm like, really? Okay. Listen, I understand you live in a profession, right, where you've got to suck somebody's cock to be the third person in a commercial. I do understand. That's nothing to do with me, mate. Okay, like it's really okay. I think it's messed up too, but that's just the way it is.
Oh God.
I can't find any more of these ones.
Yeah.
Fine,
did you see the tweet Did you see the tweet from Louise Jameson about all this as well?
So, no, what'd she say?
Oh, she couldn't. It's wonderful, timey-wimey news. She couldn't be more pleased.
Yeah.
You know,
well, again, she's a genuine, creative. The War Doctor Begins thing, which I said I really like, is almost entirely because of her, right? I mean, it's got good scripts, but also she basically taught Jonathan Carey, is that the guy's name? Yeah. How to act. Yeah. He went from being an impersonator to an actor for that one role. She taught him how to do that, and she directs them all.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. I mean, this is somebody who is, I mean, like I say, an all-round creative, a big mentor to people, actors and people beyond. And she's been working at a youth theatre or theatre school, like an acting school, for years. Holding classes, sort of multiple kids have learnt from her. So this is something she's been doing for quite a long time, and but I take that as not a slight on the Chibnall era, her tweet, but it's, if the Chibnall era was good, would she have said that? It would be
listen, look, there's a lot of there's a Hugh Fullerton article I'm going to go over tomorrow.
Oh God,
saying, well, this saved the era. You said everything was fine, cocksucker. Ooh. What's going on? What's going on? What? Save it from what? You said it was the bestest ever. Was wondering, has all the episodes been filmed? Yes. Unfortunately, they've wrapped on everything. It's got to happen. 3 years. Yeah, but this is the incredible thing here. We've got to wait 3 years, but. Is it 3 years? Yeah, sounds like it. But the good news is this: it's Doctor Who has always reflected the society. All right, whenever it's been on, it's reflected the society that's been made in, right? The media sphere. This time more than ever, right? It's like, oh, you remember when everything went awful and woke? Yeah, right here. That's the Doctor Who. DC is here, by the way. In my man, RTD can be as woke as he wants, and I'll still love it. Yeah, exactly. He knows some people are characters first, demographic second. Exactly. Thank you, DC. So let me just keep with you through the chat. Go ahead.
It's not just about being woke, though. I mean, there's all the canon violations, and the charmless children is part of that we're still left with. So how is he going to deal with that?
I know how I dealt with
the first chapter of your book, okay?
No,
if you could work it out, he can work it out, okay? It'll be fine.
I know I dealt with it, yet fine. And that was my other fear, by the way, which we never got around to. Fear number 2 was he would just rip off my work and not credit it and just use that.
Oh, okay. If he rips off your work, he'll 100% credit you, okay? I can guarantee you, yes.
I do hope so, because...
from what I can tell of his character, I don't think he could live with himself, right? I think he'd like... look, he essentially wrote, the first Cyberman 2-parter. Like every good bit of that was because of him. Mostly it was shit, and he was just trying to get his mate into writing, right? Like basically, and he gave him full credit.
And he also gave credit to Mark Platt for that, for the spare parts as well, even though it was nothing
right.
like
Exactly.
it, really.
Well, I think that was a legal thing. Was it Colin Archer? How you doing, sir? Jamie Timpton, how you doing? I'm nearly up with the chat. Did I get everybody? Oh no. There's Psychic Beaks, how you doing? Man or Woman X, who knows? The good thing is it really doesn't matter, right? We're back to again. I would rather be a man just because this has been so awful. Whatever it is, I know it will be Doctor Who, right? In fact, let me go.
I'd hold with that. I would, we did an hour and 3/4 on this last night on Type 40, and you're pretty much saying exactly what I was saying. Other people had other takes, one.
Let me guess. Ian was negative.
Ian was very negative at the start, but I think once he realised that taking it away from being an in-house BBC production changed the game.
Sorry, one second. Wait. Yeah.
He was a lot. Oh, that's that documentary. Oh, this is
I was going to show you Russell T Davies talking about other eras. And this is before he did it, so you get a real idea of who he is. A second. I don't want to get copyright struck, so yeah, let's try it over here.
The executives.
This is about making the new one. Yeah, this is when we hadn't seen any of it, right? We're all like blown away.
They all have a relation.
There you go, that'll do. Oh, here. Well, I missed the... talking about... Yeah, 1 second.
It's changing.
Yeah, 1 second. It'll be him talking about it. Then I won't get copyright struck. Come on. Walk through the door. Bollocks. That was a cool scene.
Magic. I love that scene.
For the Doctor in the new millennium.
Millennium Bug.
Millennium Bug.
Millennium Bug.
The Millennium Bug.
Paul McGann comes along, and it's on Millennium Eve. It's set on December the 31st, 1999. And actually, it's quite fun. At the end of a century, you get a costume that's actually a distillation of what you imagine Doctor Who to be. It's foppish and Edwardian and old-fashioned, and it's a beautiful, beautiful costume. And it's like the Doctor summing up himself at the end of the century there.
It's in a cubbyhole above the P.
Yeah, is there any more I'm talking about it? 1 second. I like that, the cubby hole above the P. That was just a great little line.
Yeah, it's wonderful. One of many great.
And this was kind of a fun bit as well, right?
Yeah.
I'm still going to get copyright struck for this.
All done in camera as well, that shot.
Right. Oh, here we are. So here's some more of them talking about this.
Forwards.
If Doctor Who's going to work, then let's go for it.
Hold on.
Let's send him into the far future and have spaceships and a million monsters, and we live or die by that.
It's not long before Rose gets her first taste of alien life.
Do you remember how exciting all this was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was.
Let me just find the... Fine, yeah, they'll be talking about the Fifth Doctor, I think. Any second, yeah.
As playing in the street, when you're a kid, where you fantasize about saving the universe, and suddenly, at the age of 29, whenever I started playing the part, there I was actually saving the universe every week. It was fantastic.
Peter Davison, it's sort of a preppy look, because the early 80s, it's a little bit studenty. I mean, he wears sneakers. I think he's the first Doctor ever to wear sneakers, and they're quite funny trousers. It's the sort of thing students would have worn, possibly on a rag week.
Haven't you got that thing started yet? Give us a chance, Mike.
Yeah, we've made some toast.
Were amusing, and Pat was posting.
Oh, yeah, he talks positively about Colin Baker, which is incredible.
Yeah, he's positive about
Oh, God, Paul Darrow. The only good thing about that story.
So difficult to recruit good staff these days, don't you agree?
With a costume louder than Live Aid, his Doctor was blonde and curly, mean and moody.
We're heading towards the middle 80s, and then, if you look back and see photographs of yourself in the 80s, they're absolutely terrible, and we all look shocking. And there's Colin Baker in the loudest, most colourful, most 1980s fashions you could possibly have.
I love how he's so loving about it. He said, yeah, it was awful. Yeah. But yeah, and
finds the
he's
good in everything.
Such a positive spin on it. Makes it like a good thing.
He even says good things about Dimensions in Time, Russell.
Yeah.
Totally toast. I was kind of saddled with something that hadn't been my choice. The only good thing was I was on the inside of it looking out. It was somebody else's problem to have to look at it.
From the TARDIS to the Titanic, phones to filofaxes, the 80s generation was upwardly mobile. But by 86, Baker was down and out, to be replaced by Doctor Number 7.
The boss.
Kraft had been before, our Gallifreyan globetrotter was now Sylvester McCoy.
What are you expecting to find down here anyway?
The unknown.
Oh, isn't that a bit...
Oh, man, I wish they were release season 25. Apparently season 17 is the next one I heard rumored to come out.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you is that confirmed yet?
Yeah. It's near... Yeah, I have... Yeah, I'm 99.999% certain it's season 17.
So season 17. How's that? What's that start with? It's
Destiny of the Daleks, and then into.
Oh yes, and they also updated the effects on that as well for the DVD, which I always prefer. To be honest with you. So Destiny, and then after that is which one?
City of Death, and
oh man, what a season!
Then,
and then
Creature from the Pit,
sorry?
Creature from the Pit, Nightmare of Eden.
Nightmare of Eden. I love that. Nightmare of Eden's one where David Dacre gets high for his entire life. Right?
Love it.
The ship! And he's like, it's only second-class passengers. As they all die horribly or something. Right.
Some Graham Williams on Blu-ray.
Well, very good. And then, of course, it ends with, I guess I'll put Shardra on that.
They may do, which is a bit of a pain.
I mean, yeah, I'll totally put Shardra in with that. Why not?
I've just bought the Blu-ray, that last Blu-ray they did with the animated bits in.
No, it's very good. It's excellent. I like. I've got the Ian Levine version. I haven't watched it yet.
Yes,
if you want a copy of it.
Yeah, I've got it. It's Ian's is going to take some beating. It's absolutely brilliant. In my
but the animation is nowhere close to the official one.
No, it's not as. It's not as mind you, I haven't watched the official one yet, but it doesn't look quite as well attuned. But he's very thorough.
It's not even close. Oh, I know. You got Evil of the Daleks, which means I guess I'll be reviewing that soon. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I love it. What extras are on that?
There's a new making of, and there is.
Right.
I can't remember. There's quite a lot. It's a 3-disc set. It's going to be. It's what they call stacked.
Yeah, I guess it'll be the black and white, the color version, and the extras.
I think there's a documentary about David Whittaker on there as well, something like that.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, let's see if there's going to say anything else about McCoy.
Probably, but then if I knew what was down here, I wouldn't have to look.
As the late 80s settled down, then you get Sylvester McCoy. And it's a bit eccentric, it's a bit more practical. There's duffel coats, there's some ordinary jackets. The whole Doctor image calms down, actually, then, as fashion was calming down, I think.
When I went
for the interview. I arrived, it was a sunny day, and I had my hat, my straw hat on that way, turned up. I think that's one of the reasons why I got Doctor Who.
The end of the 80s signal.
Yeah, let's see if I'm talking anymore. What's that about the Mark Gowders? I remember this, their first night shoot.
And then in episode 3 with Dickens, we went to the past, and by then I was getting to know the territory.
Set an 8.
In Swansea, our cameras went behind the scenes to see what it takes to
I've
create
just
a
watched this
genuine
week as well,
drama.
Unquiet for the podcast. Oh, wonderful.
Great story.
And I was born in Swansea and always, as a little schoolboy, loved Doctor Who and used to walk around dreaming of Doctor Who being in Swansea, and now it's actually here, and it's not the episode I wrote, which is like so close and yet so far.
It seems so unreal. I never really thought it was happening. It seems like a strange dream because I've waited, honestly, all my life to do this. And I was quite overwhelmed for a few moments. I had a few tears. It was like, I got the kind of Saturday night feeling again. First time, I don't know how long, it just felt amazing. And it was not only I was watching Doctor Who being made, I was watching my Doctor Who being made.
Yeah, man. I think they're back to save Doctor Who. Right? Basically,
yes.
Oh, what a scene.
Oh, that's just not fair.
Yeah, this was awesome. I'm sorry, this was freaking awesome. Oh my god. Oh yeah, they were counting down, weren't they, to it started.
Realize why Doctor Who seems to be so important to people. It just has this resonance.
Yeah, should be.
With the press screening in Cardiff over, Episode 1 has set the room alight.
He's grungy, he talks from the north, there's this great line, he's got his Manchester accent where Billy says if you're an alien, how can you talk like you're from the north? And he says,
Lots of planets have a north. Oh, freaking awesome. Love it. Love it.
Killer line, absolute killer.
Right. I love it. Excellent. I think we've got to say. Oh, yeah, them talking about Pertwee.
They all to play games, ain't we?
I'm quite spry for my age, actually.
There we go. Terrific.
John Pertwee comes along then, and it is Jimi Hendrix. The look is absolutely Hendrix, the frilly shirts, the velvet jackets. It's assimilating the early 70s perfectly into a really sort of Jason King, Jimi Hendrix type image, which works perfectly for that man.
Yeah, it's got such an innate understanding for Doctor. I genuinely, I go, the story I always tell is that when they were making the Daleks, he asked them to the skirt to be an extra inch wider. I'm like, that's a real eye for detail.
Yeah.
We drove, hovered, and flew his way into the 70s.
In life, he was also a tremendous adventurer. He skied, he used to dive for treasure, and motorbikes, car racing. John did all those things. So there was a little bit of the
it was only 15 years ago.
John.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were talking about a bit of Tom.
Here's a list of all they actually took.
Just what you need for the control circuitry of one powerful, compact technological device. A disintegrator gun, for instance.
Tom Baker comes along, I think, maybe life's getting a bit more bohemian then, a bit more eccentric, a bit more free-for-all. There's a lot more freedom in I think, in Tom Baker's portrayal and in the clothes that he wears, so maybe that suits the age.
Oh, great show.
From the goodies to the good life, Citizen Smith to the Silver Jubilee, viewers were in for a right royal treat in the 70s.
I love the goodies for the kid.
Looking back on Doctor Who, is that it was the best thing that absolutely ever happened to me. It was simply wonderful.
While Borg was charming centre court, Tom Baker took centre stage, becoming the longest-serving Doctor to date.
It's just great stuff.
I'd forgotten how good this documentary was. Oh, that countdown clock.
Yeah, because we were really, the poor cancelled no clock.
It's to come, everyone's going to say Christopher Eccleston, that was the man, Doctor Who.
And he's gorgeous.
Oh, okay, great scene.
Yes, there is.
He is quite dishy, so I think the...
It was just so exciting and new.
Yeah.
I remember that League of Gentlemen episode.
I know. Oh, it's going to be talking about...
Welcome to January the 1st.
Really? Blimey! Look at that!
Yeah, you won't find this on the Blu-ray.
Let's repeat that for a second. You're not going to see that so much, are you?
Yeah, you definitely need to go and watch my music video, Rabbi.
Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, nothing weird about that.
No.
Hi. I'm a state's protected and funded paedophile. Nothing to worry about.
Favourite granddad from Gallifrey.
William Hartnell, the very first Doctor, who created this show that was only going to run for 6 weeks. He arrived, this grumpy, old, mysterious, wonderful character. I think he softened a bit as he played it. He's the founding father, and we revere him.
But
that's it. You tell him, Sylv. You tell him.
When Hartnell...
Never mind, little children falling off rocks or whatever it was, cliffs.
Any more Russell T Davies? Oh, here we go. And look how much he's selling the show. That's the other thing I'm looking forward to. He's actually selling the show. He's full of excitement, right? That's what we can expect. The next thing
from this moment
onwards. I have to say that Chimbal has done the same. He sold the show into the old show. Wait. Because I've gone back and I've started watching all the old Doctor Who, and I've got through the whole of Hartnell. I'm most of the way through Troughton.
Exactly.
Much of which I haven't seen at all. I mean, I'm Tom Baker onwards, really, and that's me.
Not wrong at all. Yeah. But
true inspiration.
Was it after watching this? I got his very first production notes from Doctor Who magazine to read, which I think will be interesting as well. Just get an idea. This is why from about 2 years before this. Get an idea where his mind is.
I'm surprised that they haven't collected those production notes in a special.
I'm so delighted we didn't change one of the fundamental.
Hey, what's that? Oh, to go.
Even the Doctor's pride and joy has been treated to a makeover.
Whereas once it looked like it was a studio, now it really doesn't. It looks like it's been flying around space forever.
The TARDIS, the Dalek, the theme tune, the TARDIS sound effect. I mean, I feel very responsible towards the old series of Doctor Who because I love it. And so I'd be absolutely mad to interfere with that past. Those icons should stay intact, and I'm so delighted we didn't change one of the fundamental principles. All the basic rules are still there, because if you were going to fiddle with the basic rules, you might as well do a new series.
The interior,
good man.
From a technical point of view, and for Doctor Who fans, who are legion, it is a
Wait. I was going to say, this scene where she walks into TARDIS the first time and she starts crying, right? Because it's just like a culture shock there. So brilliant, so real, so authentic. That's one thing I just love about this era.
An area. And on this production, we've really gone for it. The design team have created a massive space.
I was so overwhelmed by the size, the scale of it, how beautiful it was as well, and you know that.
Yeah, this is going to be good. This documentary was called 15 years ago, man. Doctor Who: A New Beginning, I think it's called A New Beginning. It was
a new dimension. A new dimension.
There you go. Yeah, and this was about an hour before it was going to air. It was in the run up for it. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, 1 second. Let's see if any more.
There are no limits in that TARDIS. We can do anything in that thing.
Right. Where do you want to start?
The inside's bigger than the outside.
Yes.
It's alien.
Yeah.
It's quite daunting at first for Rose, and obviously it's a completely alien experience. It's something she's never seen before.
I've loved playing him, and I love taking part in the basic essence and message of the series, which is it's a short life, seize it and live it as fully as you can.
care for others, be respectful of all other life forms, regardless of colour or creed. To be part of that has been fantastic.
It's really slick.
What? But isn't it all about change, Rabbi?
No, Doctor Who's all about change. I just love having more Noel Clarke in there. You know, it's so stupid. I wonder who's coming back from the cancelled, right? Who? John Barrowman's got to come back.
Well, I think John Barrowman has kind of, by being so public, he's had, I wouldn't say attacked the BBC and Big Finish this week, but he's fired shots. I think that's fair to say.
I mean, yeah, listen, I think Big Finish are much worse than BBC, quite frankly. Like, really, they
in this instance, I agree.
They must have known this was coming. This has to save their bacon. I mean, they've only got to survive. Can they survive the next 3 years? Is the question. I think as soon as Jodie leaves, T Davies is going to be banging a drum and setting this thing like hell. I really do. I think as soon as he leaves, and he's just going to be nothing but supportive. Like, so in fact, we'll look at the statement in a minute. Yeah, 1 second.
Isn't it? It's really good.
Oh, great.
Forget Buffy, that's all gone now. Doctor Who lives.
It's an adventure. You used to say at the Radio Times, Doctor Who, an adventure in space and time. That's all it is.
Ready for this? Here we go. History.
Freaking awesome. Directed by David Tennant. They must have an idea what's coming.
Yeah, he narrated that on the... I mean, Chris was already gone by the time he narrated that, but I think he hadn't recorded the narration about a week before it went out, something like that. I've read him talking about that.
That's funny. 1 second. Let's have a look over here.
He was already signed up. He was already contracted to play the 10th Doctor when he recorded that.
I mean, I imagine he would be. I mean, it seems reasonable. So here we go from a very good issue of Doctor Who magazine. Oh my God, you forget how good it is. How good it used to be. Coming in from the wilderness years. Here, 1 second.
It was such a creative read. I read every single word of that magazine.
Yeah. It was excellent. It was.
Look at that.
Oh yeah. So this is issue. I mean, it was thinner, but so much better. This is issue. Where is it? 341. The very first production notes. So we're talking about, but like inside it, it's all interesting. They got. Let's look at this. What's in there? They got Gallifreyan Guardian. They're all excited about the new series, about the new writers. Robert Sherman, Paul Cornell, Mark Gatiss, Stephen Moffat, Russ Davies, all looking very young. Marco Polo telesnaps. New series. The writers, as I said, lots of Big Finish. It just seems like the letters paper. They just seem they're genuinely interested about Doctor Who and they have an idea what's going on. Man, they really lent into Big Finish. I had no idea. Wow, I really forgot about it.
Yeah, they were always well behind it. Yeah.
There's a nice speech about Lala Ward. It's Benjamin Cook interview with Lala Ward. I say Benjamin Cook, big cock. Very, very good writer.
Yeah, I've dug this out myself, Rabbi.
Oh, right, excellent. Yeah, freaking excellent. And that says here. Let me make this is essential reading. Is this the revised one?
It's the original edition. I haven't got the second one. The second edition.
Yeah, it's so worth it. It's so worth it because it's all about the end of the era.
This is the hardback one. The second one is only available in paperback, isn't it? It's the one with John Sim and David Tennant on the cover with Russell.
If
you can't find it,
I'm just reading this article. In an epilogue to his popular series of articles on random nature of Doctor Who's creation and development, in light turns to the series currently in pre-production, Daniel O'Malley turns his attention to the fragmented nature of our favourite series during the 90s, thorny problems of canon. Oh, that's interesting. See, look, these articles actually interest me. God, reviews are reviews.
There's nothing about how to cosplay as Alpha Centauri in there. 2-page spread with Crystal D.
Oh God, she was
Sorry,
awful.
Crystal. I do like you, but yeah, some of the stuff you put in that magazine was
always
terrible.
irritated me. Big archive extra on the Ultimate Adventure, the stage play. Bless it. And then Time Team, and remember the Time Team when it was good.
It was good. Yeah, it was essential.
Yeah, and then back page production notes. So let's have a quick look. Hopefully it's legible. You'll hate this page. Maybe not now, but in the months to come. Oh yes, because you want to A, know who plays the Doctor, B, I think this must be before X-Men was even announced. So this is early on. Well, A, who plays the Doctor, and B, who plays the companion Rose. Oh wow, she wasn't even announced. And C, are the Daleks coming back? And I can't tell you. Well, right then they weren't. I just don't understand. I've got to be prepared. Yeah, sorry. Oh, you're just coughing. Sorry. I've got to be.
I'm getting the strepsils.
Sorry. I've got to be professional. A lot of this information depends on contracts, negotiations, inspiration, and everything depends. Everything can change at a proverbial hat. There's enough speculation on the internet. Rose Tyler is the 12th century scientist who discovered time travel. No. No, my friend is doing prosthetics. No. Definitely not. T Davies can go all night. Oh, all right then. Love you, asshole. Love you. Oh man. So all I can do with this column is keep things calm. In the years to come, this period will be known as the Great Prevarication. I forgot this era ever happened. Strange. This is where we are now. Right, except it's much worse now.
So when do you think production notes will make a comeback to DWM then?
The minute Jodie leaves, when their era's over, right? They may have an interview with him, but like he's just going to stress how great everything is. He's going to be such a cheerleader for the Jodie era, right? Oh, in every way he can, I believe. Although, again, I think it's going to be epically awful. I really do. I think it's going to be so embarrassingly bad. The BBC will forever be shamed by it. I'm going to be blah, blah, blah. Rose Tyler. Okay, can go all night. So we're going to keep the strange nebulous limbo looking a bit like the Mandragora helix, but without the rocks, built out of potential and promise, lacking a single solid fact. But the facts will come, I swear. For all the current frustration, they will come soon, I hope, when you can't move for costumes of spaceships and actors' CVs. Yeah, mate, it was all coming. Man, I wish I could go back. Because this is when everybody said it was going to fail. This was when this was crazy. We forget like how light Doctor Who magazine was. This is when everybody said, this is page 50, I think. This is page 50, the final page. Right? This is how small the magazine was.
Very slim. It was stapled, wasn't it? Before it went perfect bound, it was a very slim.
Right. I mean, honestly, they should so go back to that. 50 pages of quality rather than 80 pages of nothing. Or people say, oh, yes, I remember seeing two of the Cybermen. It had Cybermen in it. I mean, Jesus. Here's a computer model of the set from the Macra Terror. Really? I'm a Doctor Who insane nut, and I'm bored to death. It's so, like, what is wrong with you people? Oh, God, they're all so busy not being, what's the word? White or male. Yeah, they're all like...
Yeah, they become consumed with it as well. I'm like, I have to go to the... Excuse me, I just got to the toilet.
Okay, no problem. That makes me want to vomit too. I have to agree. But the facts will come, I say, blah, 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 blah. Spaceships. I hope you also read about it here first and pages Doctor Who magazine, because that's the only place people read about this shit, right? That was the only place. Because nobody gave a shit, because this was going to fail. There was no fight to get this information. So funny. Different freaking universe, mate. Where we are. Because I love this guy. Sorry?
I was going to say, Russell T Davies, of course, is a real writer, and he knows how to use words, and he doesn't waste words. He understands the need for brevity to therefore fit as much as you can into that 45, 50 minutes of episode. That seems to have gone by the wayside for most writers of this modern era in many genres, but particularly in sci-fi.
Look, first and foremost, he knows his craft. He's worked on this guy. See, that's why I like him. And he did the shitty soap operas. He did the children's TV. He turned Why Don't You into an actually ongoing story, right? This is after I left the country. But Dark, what's the thing they got coming out on Big Finish now? Dark Time, the kids show he did. They were great. They're still iconic. Their kids still remember who saw it, right? Let me just get back to the chat. There's a whole bunch of new people here. Jonathan Cox, I think I said hello to you. I'll say hello again. Darren Munchausen, how are you, sir? Paul Chadwick, how are you? We demand McGann. Oh, you'll be like, no, all new. It's going to be all new. I mean, we might get a Tenet Christmas special, right? For the but all new. Question is, will we get a 60th anniversary and a Christmas special? Could be. Anon is here. Says feels wrong. I missed Time Team. Yeah, they were good. Still a fat stack of Doctor Who in the last purchase. Joe to here. 1 second. I went digital, but here, can you see it? So these two shelves. There you go. That's when they went perfect bound, and this one, the bottom shelf, is where it goes all the way back. So we like our Doctor Who magazine here. The classic 80s boy. You should be quite happy, sir. Paul Chadwick, I will say hello to you, but hello again. Kieran Colley, how are you, sir? Or ma'am, for that matter. I don't know. Whoever you may be. Steve Wee, how are you? Vanessa Law, thank you for joining us. Vanessa's here. Exactly. David X is here. Hamdoni is here. I think that's everybody. No, Kronos Godwisen is there. Hey, Andrew Gore, how are you doing, sir? Tracy Thomas, how are you? Okay, I think that's everybody. If I missed you, I apologize. Okay.
Thank you, P.D. Rich, for promoting my stuff again.
He's marvelous. P.D. Rich, honestly, he's marvelous. I absolutely 100%. What was I say? We read a little bit more. He's saying, I'm looking forward to telling everything about it first in Doctor Who magazine, because that's the only person who was interested.
Yeah,
nobody gave a shit. Honestly, it was only when it started to look like it might be good. They'll set photos in the sun, in the Mox of Balhoun, right? But this was before they even cast Rose. It was their first casting, I believe. Incredible. Right, and before they hadn't nailed down McGann yet. He was still hopeful to get what's the name from very British English Scandal, good-looking guy, Hugh Grant.
Yes.
He was hoping to get Hugh Grant or Bill Nighy. I think there's two front runners right there.
The Bill Nighy was the sort of the press's thing, because he was coming off the back of all those. The Richard Curtis thing, wasn't he? He'd been in Love Actually,
right? And he also did the other movies, the vampire movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Underworld films. And
Right.
he was good, but apparently Russell never seriously considered him. There was
Right,
the only person he properly went after was Hugh Grant. He just offered it to him without even auditioning, and he still turned it down.
Right. And listen, I'm glad they worked together on the very British kind of. What do you think we can expect for a third? I mean, we could be anything. We could be absolutely anything.
The Doctor, for what the Doctor's going to be, or who the Doctor's going to be. I think it could be anything. I'd be surprised if he goes for another. I mean, I personally believe that now, the Doctor needs to be a 35 to 40-year-old man. I don't care. I think it could be a man of any ethnicity, but it needs to be a man between the age of 35 and 42.
I think if they can find a black man, they'll be happier.
Yeah, maybe. But I think that, for example, I think that Hugh Grant will absolutely be in Series 14 playing somebody. I think that he'll start calling in names like that who will turn up.
How about, okay, my pick is John Boyega. John Boyega will be an awesome Doctor.
You know what? When you mentioned that to me a couple of months ago, and I couldn't see it, but I really like John Boyega, and the more I think about it,
I think he's a good actor. He'll do something interesting with it.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
I think Richard Ayoade, got his name wrong probably, from the IT crowd might be a strong candidate. Would be a good choice.
It probably is, but like I don't know, he seems too quirky. I like the idea that John Boyega, he's just different. He's like very physical. He's very tough, right?
I don't think Richard. I kind of agree with you about Richard Ayoade. I'm a little bit interested. I'm fascinated, in fact, by what he would do with it. But I don't think Russell would be remotely interested in him. But I think he would jump on somebody like John Boyega.
Yeah, because he's all about contemporary, right? He's all about making it as contemporary as possible. Which is, listen, that's what his era was. Rose was. It was incredibly connected to the. And the other reason why I don't think it's going to be woke, by the way, I mean, I really don't, is because Trump's gone and everything's a disaster.
I said the same thing last night.
Yeah, it's like they're not like all the Trump derangement syndrome. It's over.
Rabbi, exactly, it's over. And I said this last night on Type 40. The culture war is ending. We're in the final throes of it now, and the left have won, but but at one hell of a cost.
Right. Now they're fascists.
Exactly, Alex. Exactly. What was there left to win by the end of it? So in 2 to 3 years' time, what comes out of the ashes is going to be interesting.
Right. Exactly. So I think this is definitely a cry for life for the BBC. They're really lucky that Julie Gardner was in place, who I'm sure is the linchpin to this deal.
Yes.
She was in place working with HBO Max. That's how they got the initial deal, and she had egg all over her face for it, I'm sure. But I think she really needed Russell Davies to come in.
Yeah, it's obvious as to why Russell's standing tall, broad-shouldered across all of this with his name in lights, but this would not be happening at all without Julie Gardner. That's what I believe. She's the real force behind this.
Standing tall, Russell Davies, a state of what's going on in the world. There you go.
It's unlikely. Sorry. Well, it's unlikely that he'll do this, but we're all well aware of how, probably because of the way Big Finish has treated him as well, Peter Capaldi is not looking to come back to Doctor Who. No. And it may be unlikely that Russell T Davies wants that. But if anyone could get Peter Capaldi back to do the role, it would be Russell T Davies. He'd have the money, he'd have the standing, he'd have the cred to do it. Just putting it out there. It's a way he could go. I don't think he will.
Right. I really doubt it, but it will be lovely. I mean, I love Capaldi. I just think it's gone. I think it's I think the casting of Jake Dubman was really dumb. Okay? You could have done him as a narrator. It was just really dumb. And I think it's going to...
It's more to the point, it's lazy. He can play Matt Smith from what little I have seen of it, because I can't... That does convince me when he does Matt Smith, but he can't play Peter Capaldi. It's just an impression, and it's really selling the character short. And I don't think that Big Finish would do this deliberately, but I think it's selling the audience, their customers short as well.
Yeah.
It's just a dumb move on their part. That's all I can say. It's like, I really think it's going to cost them a lot more than it's going to gain them. Right. Yeah, honestly, I think this is a real loser for them. Although I think Big Finish are in a tailspin. I got an email from them saying, "Do you want to subscribe to the classic Doctors range for next year?" No. Don't trust any of them. Okay, I see them putting the Daleks on the cover of everything. That tells me they're not doing well.
I would agree, and I think the fact that they've put all that together as a package to try and obviously when you pre-order from Big Finish, they have your money up front, and I understand why that's their business model, but I think that they are overreaching with this, and I've said it time and time again. I think even on this show I've said it a few times. How can they preserve the event status of their releases, of their prestige releases?
They've blown
it. Event
it's
every 10 days.
It's really big. It's really not here. Let's just have a quick look at this month. Right. They got the. I haven't even been bothered to get the excerpt from the Matt Smith one. If the 11 was any good, they would have put an excerpt on, right? I haven't heard a peep about it.
Yeah, I've noticed that actually. I went to sample a few the other day, and around half the ones I were interested in, there was no sample clip, and they always used to do them.
I don't know. But yeah, listen, on something they wanted to promote, they did. Like, and like this thing is something they should put the first episode on.
Yeah.
If it's any good, but it's not. So screw off. I'm not paying $17. Leave me alone.
The decline of the BBC is a different. Sorry, the decline of Big Finish is completely different reasoning to the decline of the BBC. It's not the wokeness, although some of that's crept in. I understand from what Tzvi's been saying. But it's they're pumping out way too much stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. No. What's going on? It's a self-defeating cycle. They're putting out more product because I think they're not making as much money. I think their return has got smaller, so they're putting out more product, and I think they're trying to find their feet. But the reason they're not, I don't think they're making as much is if they are. I have no access to them. I have no idea. But I just think the quality has dropped, and I think my opinion is probably reminiscent of most people. Like this Peter Davies one. It's continuing the story with this character Mark. Couldn't care less. I'm like, I didn't buy, and I know the Daleks are just on it to convince me to buy it. Couldn't care less about the storyline. Not interested at all. So yeah, buy. Torchwood, you already scared me away a long time ago. Yeah, this doesn't sound good. This is apparently not doing well. Missy and the Monk.
Yes, I saw the trailer the other day. Oh, it was you that showed me, wasn't it? Yeah. It
was on the stream. It's apparently getting bad reviews, which I'm like, yes. I was like, look, the fact is, Gemma Whelan is just not good. For God's sake, there's the problem when you cast on identity. And look, Gemma Whelan's a real actress. Oh, yeah, but they won't. Here's the thing: when you cast on identity, and when you hire on identity, you won't give note, you won't criticize. You know, like there's no, but this take just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Have any of you heard it?
No.
Have they got Michelle Gomez or not?
No, yeah, Michelle Gomez is still Missy, but in a David Tennant in one of the Dalek Universe releases, which didn't have Daleks in them at all. One of the many that haven't had Daleks in them at all. They had instead David Tennant's Doctor regenerating at the end into Gemma Whelan, right? And it turned out halfway through the next episode, it was all a ruse, and she's a future incarnation of the meddling monk called the meddling nun. And she's got it's basically exactly the same plot as Who's That Girl from Hulk Weekly in 1993.
Yes,
right?
I remember that as well.
It's exactly the same sonic plot, right? It's so boring, and she plays it as this like very upper class, it's just not very good. Like Rufus Hound, apparently a massive tool, very good as a meddling monk. I like him a lot as a meddling monk. I think Michelle Gomez's Missy was definitive as a master. I loved her Missy. I
thought it was a stupid idea, gender swapping the master, but I still loved her portrayal of the character.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't hold these two disparate ideas in my head at the same time without exploding. I don't like what they did, but I like what she did.
Those fans are going to be gone. They're going to be gone for two reasons. They're going to be gone because the agenda is just not driving it, which is why they're here, because the agenda's been driving it, which is all they cared about. Now the agenda's not driving it, they're going to start hating it, and it's going to be weird. They won't understand why. So that's the first thing. The second thing, as I said, they're going to have to get jobs. A couple of years from now, mate. You know, the 23-year-olds who might have to, not have to live under their mother's duvet anymore. You know, got to get a life. So apparently that's not doing well. Clone Masters sound good. Looking forward to that. Let's have a look at next month. Yeah, Dalek Universe 3 better have 3 Dalek stories in it. Okay, this one it looks like it does, but it better sort of. Out of 9 episodes so far, I've had 6 of the 9 episodes. 0 Dalek stories. Absolutely zero. I'm really miffed about that. If they call it Space Security Service, fine. But it's not Dalek frickin' Universe. Love the third Doctor range still. They haven't scared me off with that. Don't care about Torchwood. Omega Factor. Yeah, I'm not biting. This River Song one is so designed to get me to swallow your whatever crap you're trying to sell me. Right? I'm not. I didn't even get the last River Song box set. I'm not getting this one. I know it's got the Brigadier in it and Liz and the Doctor, and I like all of them. I don't trust you. Okay? It's probably going to be shit. So that's where we are with that. And they're re-releasing Robin Hood. Again, what month is this? October. I would by the end of this month finish listening, which I've got to finish listening to season 12. Because I'm reckoning you're dropping in November, right?
Well, hang on. You mean my season 12?
I think your season 13 is dropping in November, along with the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true. I was going to say I'm dropping my season 13 now. No, I can't. I can't drop it until they release theirs. Plus, I only have one episode recorded so far. But yeah.
Yeah. So I think you're getting it at the same time. Survivors. Listen, I got you ended that. I'm not being sucked in because I'm bored of everything Big Finish is doing. This looks good because I like Chris Eccleston. Jenny, no, not trusting you. I'm giving Unit Nemesis a punt because I would listen. At first, I don't really like the new unit. I find them very dull. I find Gemma Redgrave as the brick, whatever her name is, dull as hell, right? Yeah. And I like Osgood is also like just annoying. So I got dull plus annoying, right? So not interested. So I'm but I listened to the rest, so I'm like, fine, okay. Then I saw they're having Ice Warriors. I'm like, okay, Ice Warriors, keep talking. Still not enough to get me to buy it. And then they put in the 11. I like the 11. Good villain, the 11. I'm like, I'm still not buying. Still not this. How about this? How about we give you Harry Sullivan and Tom Baker? How about that? I said, well, that's the same as a hand job in my mind. I'm taking a punt on it. Okay, so that's it. Time Jack, piss off. No. Dark Season, that was his. Yeah, not really interested. Survivors New Dawn. No, I'm done.
Was Dark Season the one with Kate Winslet when she was doing the kids program?
I believe so.
Oh yeah, I did see that as a kid, more or less. I was the right age, and it was quite good. It was quite Doctor Who-y in feel.
Everybody loved it, didn't they? I thought everyone was like really super into it.
I liked it. I was quite a discerning kid, you know. There's a lot of things I was like turning my nose up at, and that was all right. It wasn't brilliant, but there were bits of it I thought, it's not bad. No, not bad.
We'll get back to Rusty Davis stuff in a minute. Was it Stranded? No, first thing they got me out of, and I'm so freaking pissed off about it. Followed the Eighth Doctor, the entire Big Finish, right? Finally got me to like say, no, I'm not interested in your weird trans adventures. Where everything is based around Liv Schenker, who I think is a woman with a vagina, having a relationship with Tanya, who's a woman with a cock, as I understand it. I'm not really sure, but I understand. I think that's what's going on. So Year of Martha Jones, Marina Sirtis, you can tell me you hate me only so much.
Yes.
War Doctor Beans, I'm enjoying that. Torchwood, no. Star Cops, no. Oh, I wonder who's narrating that. Trevor, I like Trevor Cooper. Babe the Butcher, I'm up for. Right, that looks good. Anyway, let's go back. Let's have a look at Radio Time. See what they had to say about this. Yeah. Sophia DeMaio playing a pregnant princess in Sweetheart. Oh God, leave me alone.
Yeah.
So underwhelming. Did you see that show?
No.
She was underwhelming.
Okay. Which show was that? Have I got my shows mixed up and my actresses mixed up?
Loki.
That was yes, I did see it. Of course, I did. Yeah, I've just forgotten her name already. She was that out of her depth.
This is an interesting article by Hugh Fullerton. Rusty Davis can save Doctor Who all over again. How come, Hugh? You told me it was brilliant. You kept saying it was it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
What?
He's a complacent prick, this writer, and And frankly, if he's still writing for the Radio Times by the time Russell T Davies stuff's on screen, then more fool them.
Yeah, exactly. I do agree with you. I'll go over this probably in a video tomorrow with going over the announcement. Russell T Davies here and Doctor Who, blah 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 blah. But really, greatest achievement is that his version of Doctor Who just works. Okay, it's hard to remember how much doubt there was. Well, we all remembered, right? And the doubt's there now because you just made garbage, which has been supported by you. While still delivering respectable ratings, it's fair to say the current series has been less than popular since its revival in 2005. Yes.
Ratings?
While delivering, no. I mean, that's just a lie. Okay. It's fair to say they're currently less popular than it has been since revival in 2005. The departure of the showrunner Chris Chibnall and star Jodie Whittaker in 2022 was the perfect time to rethink the launch of Doctor Who, which means it means they failed completely. You freaking moron! Right? I mean, what greater sign is we need to? Why don't you go off and have one of your great proteges do it? Why not have Vinay Patel be showrunner? How about that? No. Oh, really? You're not so interested in burning it down? What about the woman, the boring ass episode, the Villa of Dildo Heaven? What's it called again? It was a Mary Shelley and Byron episode where instead of snorting coke off each other's asses, they were dancing quartets. It was so boring. Oh, what's the name of that writer? Allerton? What's her name again?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. I've not seen any of Chimble's crap, so I don't really register the writers.
Maxine
Alderson. Okay, why not Marjorie Blackman, the racist? It's because they don't like black women, obviously. Obviously. It's no other reason. It has to be that. Yeah, or maybe they were just all full of shit all this time.
Yes, I think I'll vote for the latter. Yeah, I mean, this is... Radio Times just goes from bad to worse. And the idea that he's trying to dial back on this after at least 18 months, 2 years of banging this drum and calling people names, as is customary, it's just baffling how Hugh Fullerton can hold his head up and call himself a journalist. It's ridiculous.
Do you want to see something really funny? Obviously, Screen Rant. But this is really funny. When you look at the panicked headlines of, oh my God, we failed completely. Okay, starts off, Doctor Who Season 14, Russell T Davies returning as showrunner. That's just a general, what? I got to report that news. How does that make sense? And then they say, oh, this is a masterstroke. Oh, bestest thing ever. Yeah, because he loves it. Doctor Who, Russell T Davies already supported the time the child vet come. Russell T Davies, he say it's all going to stay. It's going to stay. Yes, but it will stay with somebody who can make it work with talent. You ignorant cunts. Then finally, he's going to be facing with Alexander. No, that's it when he was talking. Oh, maybe he was talking when he did. Do you think he knew?
That's the only thing I despise about this is the fact that until they do announce their Doctor, we're gonna have articles about Ollie Alexander again, and he clearly doesn't want to do it.
And he's not suited. He was just. No, he isn't suited. It's not. I doubt that's the. But look at the angst, the meltdown. Right, it's crazy. Fine. Let's see what Kevin Lee says. I want to bring back Davis is an underlined admission that they know. Yes, that's the only thing it is. Yeah. Right, and they're bringing him back because he was not the best. He was the one to do the best job. No, they're bringing him back because he's the only hope they've got. They can't get Moffat, apparently. I mean, they're going to make a deal with him. Russell T Davies has strong connections with Judy Gardner. Judy Gardner has strong connection with HBO Max. They all want to make it work, right? They all want to make it. And Russell T Davies loves Doctor Who and knows it's like this or it's going to be destroyed, right? Yeah. It's this or it's the vortex. That's what's going on, I think.
Yeah, he can do it. I just, I am still worried that other people in the BBC, even though it's an external production house and they have much more control, something might still screw it up and derail it.
Could be.
Also, he might have, and I don't know why he would, but he might have respect for Chimbal and actually want to maintain some of the aspects he's brought in, which are so shit.
Listen, I think I'd be surprised. Honestly, Russell T Davies always surprises me about how much he fulfills my fanish desires. Like my fan, like suddenly there's Davros back. Like what? Like, really? Yeah, and he does do a lot of really fanish stuff that you don't think he's going to do. Who knows? Maybe retcon it away. Maybe forget it. The thing is, I think Jodie Whittaker is just going with her head hung in shame.
Well, how did Russell T Davies handle the half-human Doctor thing?
Ignored it
entirely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which I love, by the way. I love the half-human thing, but he just thought, look at that. It's just, who cares? Just do his
I'm
own
really
thing.
glad he ignored it entirely. I was so. I mean, me and Hugh and John are all sharing a flat together and writing Doctor Who for Big Finish. We're pulling our hair out with that line. So for God's sake, no, you pillocks. But luckily, they forgot all about it.
Yeah, I can see why people didn't like it. I've always quite liked it, but it's the kind of thing where I didn't curse them for not mentioning it again. It's neither here nor there. What Mark Gatiss said in that documentary was absolutely bang on. It's an adventure in space and time, and that's all it needs to be. And it's become everything but in the last couple of years. Thanks, Chib, not you.
It's become a dull soap opera that I'm not interested in any way. Like even when they released the see, this is what I mean about him not being any good at marketing it. I'm so excited that Russell T Davies is going to be on because he's good at marketing it. Even when they released the pictures to like lazily drum up interest in the Daleks, the Revolution of the Dalek one. It was them sitting around a freaking kitchen table. It was so boring.
Even the Jodie fans were baffled by that.
Go on.
No, nobody was satisfied by that.
No. One tweet from RTD has got more Doctor Who promo material in than anything Chimbal's chucking out. RTD leaning on a scrappy Dalek is infinitely better than any of the promo material that Chimbal has or had not even produced.
He's just so lazy. That's what it is. Just insanely lazy. Fine. Okay. So look, this is monumental news. For me, it's just gone 10. It's coming up to 10:30. I'm knackered. Okay, I'm done. I want to have something to eat. Want to chill out and watch. I know. Oh, Survivor! I forgot. New season of Survivor. Better get that downloading.
I know you're a Survivor fan. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I really want to do a deep dive. I want to do a big review of each episode. Right, I might do if I can download and watch tonight. I'll do the review tomorrow. Right, that'll be fun. But I got that, and of course we'll go over. There's much Hugh Fullerton loveliness to go over. I was going to say, gentlemen, Type 40. Is anything happening on the Type 40 that you would like anyone to know about?
No, there isn't.
Okay. That's not the best.
There are two live streams, and there's two live streams from recent days, and two podcasts too over on the Spacebook channel, Type 40 and Type 40 Live. There's our magazine show where we sort of muck around, a group of us, and then there's the podcast itself where we talked about the news last night, this amazing news that Russell T Davies is coming back to the show. So if you go over to the Spacebook channel, look for a video called, imaginatively, Second Coming. That took me seconds, Rabbi, seconds. So go find that video, and you can see an hour and 3/4 of myself, the Mega Geeky and David Diaz, Starry, and my friend JT picking over every single line of that really quite small press release. So yeah, knock yourselves out.
Again, on a video tomorrow, I will of course be going over that. Dr. Alex, would you like to give everybody a plug? Everything, all the links for everybody are in there in the chat by the good graces of PD Rich.
I can promote stuff. So everything for free is on YouTube. Everyone should know this. So season 12, I'm looking around for where is season 12? Here's season 12. So season 12 is here as a book, which you'd have to pay for if you go to Amazon. But it's all free on my channel, read lovingly by myself and by Eon, my co-star, script editor, and all-round awesome person. So that's there.
And I did let me say, very, very easy on the eye is whatever her name is.
Oh, really?
Eon.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So he has this femme fatale come in and do the voices of female characters. Don't really work, but she's very pretty. Okay, so yeah. Swings and roundabouts, mate. What can I tell you?
She works really well. But anyway, there's also.
I just think you're better at doing it.
If you go to the Doctor playlist rather than the Doctor season 12, it's got my old stories on, which I'm reading, but that's also available on Amazon if you want them. So that's Big Finish and before Big Finish Doctor Who stories from way back in the day. And the first one has Tzvi's favourite Doctor, the Seventh Doctor.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
My favourite Doctor. My favourite Doctor is the Doctor I'm watching at the time, I think.
Yeah. Finally, season 13. This is actually not available for anyone because this is a hardback I got printed off in supersized form so I could read to it on camera for the actual YouTube video version. You have normal sized versions on Amazon available, but it's also Kindle, paperback, and hardback. These covers, I should have said this before, are actually Tzvi's covers, half finished.
Which I haven't finished. I'm so sorry. Hopefully, when I get my Indiegogo finished, it will. I will get to that straight away.
But what you did, it's still brilliant. It's still brilliant. Even
I still want to get it done properly. I feel bad. It's not like
But yeah, these are available. And to get back to what I'm doing, I will not be producing many videos over the next few weeks, because I want to record. My aim is to record the first 6 episodes. There are 13 episodes in season 13, unlike Tyndall, who can only pump out 6 apparently. But I want to get my first 6 recorded so I can do them in parallel. And my ultimate aim, if I can get my finger out of my ass, is to actually get all 13 episodes ready to go. And so even when Chimble peters out after 6, I can continue doing the rest of the series week after week until
like the Energizer Bunny, he keeps on going.
Yes, exactly.
Very good. So with that, I've started downloading Survivor. I will. We have quite a good taco salad I will have for dinner. I think it's very tricky. By the way, I have to say I have to have anything without any green products in it, so I don't have to go out to my weird little booth thing, my Sukkot. The Jewish holiday right now. I just shared the picture. Jewish holiday right now. You have these little booths that you make outside your house. Here, one second. Where is this?
I remember you showing us this last year.
Yeah, here was. I got a picture of it over here. 1 second. There you go. So I don't have to go outside and have something to eat. So I got to have stuff that you can eat outside the Sukkot. So yeah, that sounds pretty darn good. I think that's what I'm going to go for. With that, I will hit the end broadcast button and I'll hit it again. Thank you.